good afternoon. Welcome to Plan and Share in OneNote. I'm Kirsty McGrath and I'm the Productivity Specialist at DDLS, and we're starting today at 2 p.m, unlike what we've got on the screen. But we'll go for 15 minutes, and then at the end of 15 minutes we will have some time for us to be able to answer some questions. So do feel free to put those into the moderated chat and I will answer them for you and help out a little later. If at any stage you cannot see or hear what is on the screen as we move through, then please just do a refresh of your browser, okay, or send a message in chat if you're still unsuccessful. Let me get stuck into our presentation for today on planning and sharing in OneNote. So what we're going to get in, we're going to look at how you can actually consolidate all that crucial information into one place, link it with your OneDrive so that you can share this virtual notebook with not only yourself but with other people and using other devices as well. So we're going to look at using OneNote for your projects, the ways to actually share your OneNotes and your meeting notes, and then not just share OneNote, and to do it even if you don't actually have it. How do you share if you don't actually have something like your OneDrive to put it on, okay? And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go now in. I'm going to start sharing my screen so that we can get ourselves underway. And don't forget that you can actually use OneNote across any device, and you can go onto OneNote.com to download that onto your devices. I'll take you there so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So we shall start sharing the screen. It'll come up in a minute. Do feel free to refresh if you can't see it and it comes up black. Now on the screen here, let me bring up OneNote.com. So OneNote.com, if I go on there, OneNote is free across all of your devices. So go in there, you can do a free download. If you've already got it on your device, then excellent. If you've got a Windows Surface, more often than not, it may be there as an app, but you can download the full version as well. It is free. If you need to look at the version of the devices, it actually is on the website that you can pull down yourself. And there's lots of other informational pieces on how to actually use OneNote. If you just go online, OneNote.com. So let's go over, we're going to have a look at a few different things. As always, I've got two personalities. Okay, so today, yet again, I'm not only Karen B, I'm also Ali. Okay, we've got a few here so I can show you sharing across the different screens. Let's bring up our OneNote. So what I've got is I've got a OneNote that I have. I'm fairly busy. I'm in it already. If this is the first time you've ever been in OneNote, it will look a little like this, and it may not have your tabs running across the top. So what I've done is I've adjusted the view a little to get myself started, to make it a little easier for myself. I've opened up my ribbon. I've done that with just a double click, or there's an arrow in the bottom right-hand corner of your ribbon, or Control F1 will do it. I then extended out all of my notebooks so that I can actually see them. I've just pinned it there. And so I've clicked on the little pin so that it's running down the left-hand side in 2013. When we're looking at sharing, a few different things. Well, what are you going to share? When we're wanting to plan, what is it that we're planning? Is it something that's for personal? Is it something that's for business? Now, I have both. I've got personal notepads and I've got my business notebooks, and I've got multiple of each. I've got a notebook that I actually share with my teenager. And, for that one, it might be things like my shopping list, or we're going on a holiday and I'm planning the things that I might like to do. She's much older, so she can travel with me. So she'll put in things that she wishes to do and vice versa, and we share that together. And when we're planning, we'll often have scenarios where we're going online and we're researching something in particular, or maybe you've got a project that you're working on. So I've created a new project called Project Work Wonders. When I'm going in and I'm looking for, sometimes out there can be some really great hints and tips for me to find. I want to work with my team over in Microsoft, and we'll start pulling together ideas. So for these ideas, what I've done, I've created a book. So I go in, I'm going to go File, and I go New. Now, you'll see here I've actually got quite a lot of notebooks in terms of places that I could actually go. If you don't have any places yet, because you do need to have a connected OneDrive if you're wanting to share instantaneously with someone else so that they can edit at the same time. You can share by just sending through, and we'll go into that in a little more depth. If you don't have in here anywhere to actually share online, then you might want to go in and have your accounts and just double check and make sure that you're actually signed in to your OneDrive accounts. So you can add a service down the very bottom. It's got a little button in accounts to add a service, and you can go in and choose the Microsoft account that you then want to add in. So if you've got a corporate business account, this is where you're going to start connecting it up if it hasn't been already for you. Because a lot of times what I hear is, I've got a OneNote, I created it some time ago, but it's not online for me to share. How do I share it? So we've got add in the service that you actually want to have. It will then come up on the list. You'll see I've got a couple that aren't connected up at the moment. And I've got others there to support the program. So from there, this one, it's actually sitting locally. How do I know that it's sitting locally? If I have a look here, I've got all the different places in the info of where it's actually sitting. So for my project, it's sitting locally on my C drive. It's not actually online. However, I can share this with a particular network. So if I go share, I can go move this notebook, because if I've got it locally, it's not going to really help me if I want to sync and work instantaneously. So I'll go, I'm going to move this notebook, because what I want to do is I want to go and put it up into my OneDrive. So I'm going to take it from my local. Give it a chance. It's going to sync any changes. Okay, it's going to sync to a new location. Okay, and let me go. See, now it's in my OneDrive up the top here where I'm going to, and bring in someone else that I can, could be, so for this one I'm going to share it with maybe at Work Wonders. I've got someone that I can then share them with. Do I want them to actually sign in before access? And then I can just go, I want to now share this. So it'll sending an email over to that particular user to share it now with them. Okay, so it'll come up on the list. If, however, at any point I've changed my mind and I don't want to share this anymore, I can just do a right click and I can remove the user. Or maybe I don't want them to be able to edit. I just want to change them over to a viewing. Because when I originally put them in, I had it just set as edit. But at any stage, I can say, do I want to have them to edit or do I want them for viewing? I can adjust it from here. So now I've got a project and I can share that with someone else. I've got ones up here previously that I have worked on with others. Now, if I'm working with another, as they start to make any adjustments, what it does is it actually tells you who's put the information in. Over on the right-hand side, you see over here, I've got Ali B. So she actually modified this on the 31st, and then there's myself, and I've modified that on the 31st as well, with a little bar running down the right-hand side of who has actually done what. And one of the great things about this is, if I've got something that's new, it will come up with a little box around it to say, you've got new content. So I'm going to go online, because I've got this linked in, and I've got my profiles online. So here I am. This one here is Karen, and I'm also logged in over here as Ali B. I've got an email that's actually come through because I've got that shared. So I've currently shared a new notebook. So I can go over into my mail. Let's go have a look at my mail. So that notebook has now been shared. And in here, now that I've got my shared notebook, you'll see here, what do you want to do? Do you want to actually share it, click on it, get ready to get started? I'm going to go down to one a little earlier, and I'm going to go to that particular notebook now that I've got the personality Karen has shared with Ali. Here we go. So here's the notebook. I'm logged in as Ali B. However, it is Karen Berg's OneNote. Here's exactly the same content that I can see in here in my OneNote. Now, if I make an adjustment to my information in here, so if I come back up the top and I go, I want to insert a table, for example, and we're going to work on a project together. And these are going to be our topics running for maybe the next quarter. So we could have another OneNote session, we could have an Excel session, might be the next one. We could then go PowerPoint, Word, for example. So I'm making these adjustments. And if I go back to my online and I come in here, and because it's sitting locally, I'm just going to do a refresh. Bring it up. Because I've got it local and I want to sync it back up to online so I can just see it come through. I'm just going to do a resync. There we go. It's up there. Okay. However, if I was online as the two personalities, I'd see it instantaneously. If I make adjustment, well, let me move this over to the left, and I'm going to bring OneNote up. Let's just collapse it down so we can see them side by side, and I am typing as two different personalities here. I know, multiple personalities yet again. Let's just make this so it's a little bigger. I'll just put them side by side. Because I've got multiple screens open here, I can't just quickly dock them for you. So with my information that I've got in here, as I start to make adjustments and I put information online, it will sync down and drop it in for me. So if I go, what could be some more topics? We'll go OneDrive, and we'll come down and you'll see over on the right hand side, it's instantly dropped it into my OneNote on my desktop. Now I'm logged in as Ali, and you'll see over on the right hand side I've got Karen's work open. If you look over to the right as I type in, my next one is SharePoint. And you'll see it's giving the little grey bar. It's telling me some new content is actually going in over on the right hand side. And another topic might be, for example, what else have we had going on? Oh, we've got so many topics. Outlook. Here we go. And there's Outlook dropped in. Let me extend that out. So here you can see it's given the little Ali B has just modified that content that I originally typed in. So that was what I typed in up the top. And there's the new content that I haven't actually seen yet. And it'll keep it green until such stage as I've actually clicked on it to say that I've read it. Or up on the View tab, History, I should start again. Up on the History tab, I can look at what my recent edits are. So when you're collaborating and you're actually working together in real time, you can see what's happening within the last couple of days. If I'm taking meeting notes, for example, so say I go, okay, we're talking about today's meeting. I'm going to drop in some meeting notes from today. All right. I'm going a little on the go slow. So in my meeting notes, if I wanted to then share this, and say I didn't have it on OneDrive, and I wanted to give it to someone else, I could go over to my File tab, and I've got the ability to send it. And in my sending, if I haven't got it shared, maybe it's not shared, it's not with Ali and Karen, we don't want to actually add someone else to it because we just want to have it static as it is, I could email a page, send this as an attachment in an email, send it as a PDF, send it over to Word, or send it into my blog. So there are other ways for me to be able to send off this information if I need to at any point. I can email this page off. Also on my Home tab, you'll see up the top, and Control-Shift-E is your keyboard shortcut to start emailing. It'll jump it into an email, which is then, great. I'll just, where would you go? We'll just log into Outlook, get that up and running, and I can show you what that actually physically looks like. Okay. So I'm just going to go, I want to email this page as it is. There we go, Outlook's taking its time coming in. Okay. And email this page off. There we go. So what it does, you'll see it actually has dropped in with the details, and it was created over in OneNote. Okay. It's a very quick, simple way for you to be able to share with others. And that covers off getting in, getting yourself up, plan your time, know what you want, build your projects, share it with others, start getting your content in, and you can still share even if you aren't online. Send off that email page, do a PDF, put it into a Word document and send it through in other ways. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to come back over. Don't forget you can refresh at any point if you can't see what's on the screen. Next week, I'm going to look at what are some of the top 10 shortcuts in regards to moving your content around. You know what, there's approximately 8,000 features in Office. The average user uses probably about 200. Unfortunately, there's about 1 billion people that don't know how to do some of the real basics, including copy and paste. So if you're looking for a faster way to paste your data, say, into an Excel spreadsheet or get some stuff in and out of Outlook or even OneNote, let's learn some new ways of copying and pasting, some of the shortcuts, some of the easy ways, whether it's a mouse shortcut or your keyboard shortcut, and working with that copied content. So I look forward to doing that next week. We'll be doing that at 2 p.m. If you do have any comments, do feel free to type them in if you've got a question in particular. Post the questions into the Users Work Wonders with Office 365 group on Office 365 Yammer Network. So that'll be the aka.ms. Then you've got your / Office Users on Yammer. You can also email us at 0365au2@microsoft.com at any point. Okay? Don't forget, coming in next week at 2 p.m. and we really look forward to you joining us again. Do feel free to ask some questions. Also, don't forget that if you want to have your colleagues coming into these sessions, you can go in, you can download the email invitation. We've had Sammy put that up for you now. Flick it on within the organisation, bring others in. It'll help them get up to speed and be a little bit more productive and efficient. Thank you very much, everyone. I have a question that's come through. Sure. Do feel free to type it in. I'll give them a chance to type in. And once we've got the question through, I'll read it out for you. And while we're waiting on the question, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back over. I'm just going to come back into my sharing. Give it a chance for those questions to come in, just in case we need to show something in particular. When you've got your OneDrive shared and you've got your books, they can be sitting locally. Another way to be able to take them online is just take your whole book and then go drag your book and drop it in your OneDrive. So take it up to your OneDrive, and then what you can do is you can actually open that book directly once it's synced up into your OneDrive. I haven't got it locally synced up at the moment. Drop it in, then once it's synced up onto online, you'll find it is available for you to be able to open back in your OneNote OneDrive. Okay. So we can go back, we can have it synced up, you can save them in, you can load them up, and then you can open them directly from online. One of the great things with OneNote is you can work anywhere, anytime. So if you've got a particular book, you can work either here in an internet browser, it is then available and you can access it. Okay. Whether I'm on any particular device, I can go in onto a device, I can open my OneNote, or I can just start working online and start sharing it with others directly from online as well. So I've got my share button on the top right hand corner. So it doesn't matter whether I'm on my desktop or I'm online. I can flick through a link to someone else, maybe create an edit link. Really good if you're, say, maybe you're chatting in Skype for Business or Link, of 2013, and you might want to just send someone an edit link. You don't have to go through the full share process. You can just go grab a link, go share it with someone else instantaneously. Okay, I'm still waiting for the question to come through. I'm happy to answer if you have a question. I'm not seeing it. Look, do feel free to drop it into Yammer. I'm happy to answer that for you, or email me. If you go to the 0365AU2@microsoft.com, if you want to flick me an email there, I'm more than happy to answer it privately if you would prefer. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today, and I will see you at 2 p.m. next week.